Hello, hello, chat. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. DJ, you're kind of cooking, by the way, in the little micro stream right now. You're kind of cooking. Kind of cooking. Welcome in, DJ. Hello, Parade. Toxin, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. What's up? It's D&D Day. It's D&D. Today, unfortunately, we're only gonna have 2 out of our 4 members, but that is a-okay. We got 50%, and that's my minimum. As long as we have 2 out of 4, I'll run. I'll run. I've also made the decision. I'm probably, because we've had like consistently at least one person gone, I'm probably going to be putting up an application for the server if anyone would like to join this campaign. So keep your eyes out for that if anyone's interested in joining the campaign as a more long-term thing and a permanent member, as long as things go well. So if that's your thing, there will probably be an application sometime soon. I wish. Why is something stopping you from doing it? I mean, if you have like stuff that is in the way, then. Sorry, I didn't say hi yesterday. No worries, mate. No worries. I don't do public. Oh, that is completely valid. Yeah, that is so valid. That's probably like the #1 thing, especially because I wanna, but I don't know if my summer job would conflict. That's okay, DJ. I mean, if it's something that you'd want to do and try out, you can. And then if you realize your summer job's in the way, then we can have your character leave if that's a problem. But it's normally, we always do Saturdays at 5:30 CST. Normally. Well, the session doesn't start until 6 o'clock, but the stream starts at 5:30. So that's our normal time is Saturdays. Otherwise, sometimes we move it to Tuesdays based on what's going on. And just a reminder, tomorrow we are joining Mr. Man Plays for his affiliate anniversary on Twitch, so keep an eye out for that. We're going to be playing our modded Minecraft server, as long as everything goes well. As long as everything goes well. Also, just a reminder that during the stream, during the D&D part of the stream where we're actually playing, I will not be reacting to chat unless we get, like, a raid or something. So, just wanted to keep that in mind. Also, I wanted to ask yesterday, but I didn't join. Is there going to be a Night Rain stream? I do not own Night Rain, so there will not be a stream because I I do not own the game. If I did own the game, then I would say yes, but I don't own the game, unfortunately. I don't think I have the expendable money for it, or I have the money, but I don't know if I feel like spending as much on Night Rain because I don't really have a lot of people to play with. So if I was to like if I got a keyboard or something like that, then I would stream it and play it. But my friend group it's not really their thing, so I'm probably not gonna get. I saw White was playing it though. I think he might actually be playing it like right now. I don't know if he is right now, but White was playing it. The game looks fun. The game does look fun, and I did really like Elden Ring, especially if it's because it's like a team based. It's multiplayer Elden Ring, but really cool. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I'm very sad that rematch is over, chat. I'm very sad. If it somehow ends up in your hands, you'll have to invite me. No, yeah. If there's a chance, then we'll definitely probably have a community night for it. But that's if it comes into my hands. My dad actually tried out the game. It wasn't his cup of tea, but he's more of a single player guy. Anyways, I wasn't expecting him to buy it, but he's played Elden Ring for I don't know. He has like 1,000 hours on the game, if not more. My dad loves Elden Ring. He's a gamer. What do you mean rematch is over? You mean the stream? No, I mean the beta, the open beta is or whatever the closed beta, whatever that beta was. It's closed now, and the game will not be released until like 3 weeks from now. I have to be patient, wait 3 weeks for that game to be peak. To be fair, they had quite a bit of network stress, and I think that's one thing they were mainly testing because they implemented the Xbox and PlayStation ports of the game, so they also had to deal with a lot of that. So once the game officially comes out, I'll be I will happily pay $40 for that game, especially because it's in 3 weeks. I'll definitely have the money for it. But lucky you had the stream. Yeah, I know. I'm absolutely happy I had the chance to stream it this week. I played it quite a bit too. I played it almost every single day it was out. It was a very short open beta though, only a couple days. The last one was longer. I think it was like 5 days. I was hoping they would extend the beta through the weekend, but I checked. I had to make sure. I was like, did they extend it? No, they didn't. I tried to open it today, and there was not an option to open the game, unfortunately. But regardless, today we're gonna be playing some D&D, and tomorrow we'll have our collab with Mr. Men Plays. As for next week is gonna be a little bit different because I have to go to a wedding. So Monday and Wednesday will be normal. Monday will be Yomi. Wednesday will be some other game. But I will not be able to stream Friday because I have to go to a wedding. So I will not be able to stream that day. I think I'll have to check, but I might be able to do D&D on Saturday. I'll have to see. I just want to give a heads up. Might not be able to join tomorrow. That's okay. That is a-okay. We're just gonna be playing on the server, so nothing too crazy. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing my coding aspect or playing completely survival tomorrow. Depends on what I'm feeling. But anyways, enough of me yapping. Enough of me yapping. It is 6 o'clock, past 6 o'clock now, at least for CST. So it's time. It's time for D&D. Is it like a one-day thing? Yes, it is. Gina Jake, welcome in. Welcome in. I also just finished Injustice. I have not watched that in ages, but I know that that's really good when I did watch it. But yeah, no, Mr. Man Plays, he's doing just tomorrow. It's a 12-hour stream, so if you guys want to tune in for that, I'm not sure when he's starting in the morning, but he is streaming for 12 hours straight for his affiliate stream. So if you guys want to go check him out, show him some love on his affiliate anniversary tomorrow, that'd be great. That's partially why I'm trying to collab with him tomorrow to see if I can bring more people over. Who is Mr. Man Plays? Here, I'll give a shout out to him. Shout out, Mr. I have to go find his exact username. It's Mr. Man Plays, but I don't know exactly what. Because I want to give him a shout out just in case you guys want to show up to him tomorrow. Maybe? My goodness, I'm trying to find it and I cannot find it. His actual username, because it's not... Okay, there we go. It's... That's not Jester? Did I say Jester? I thought I said Gina. If I said Jester, I apologize. Okay, shout out. It's Mr. Man. So yeah, that's who we're gonna be collabing with tomorrow. So if you want to show some love and give him a follow, he streams a lot of Dead by Daylight and I think Resi. I don't know which Resi though. I don't know which Resident Evil, but one of them. He plays a lot of those games. I love DBD. Yeah, I know. I'm thinking I'm probably gonna do a. They just released Springtrap into the game, or they're going to soon. Springtrap's coming into the game. I'm probably gonna see if I can do a stream on that of like some custom games, especially if y'all would want to. I'd be so down. You got it. I know. I have to. I have to. I'm gonna buy him. Absolutely. There's also someone he plays a lot with. Guppy. We love Guppy around here. The little Guppy is her name. She plays a lot of Dead by Daylight. Like a lot, a lot. She's so cool. I know we used to, or she used to be in chat a decent bit, but she has been very busy, just like me. I haven't been in her chat very much either, but but yeah, go check him out. I definitely recommend it because I think he said he's streaming for 12 hours tomorrow, but like I said, I don't know when he's starting tomorrow. I just know that it's tomorrow. Also, I said before that I finished Injustice. Was it a show? Wait, is it not a show? Are you not talking about the show? I think I'm thinking of something else. Oh, you're talking about the comic? Oh, nice, nice. I thought it was a show. I think I'm thinking of something else though. I think I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Okay, I'm gonna go yell at my players, and we're gonna get this session started. Just another reminder that I'm not gonna be looking at chat or anything. I will be looking at it, and I might like message, but I'm not gonna be actively reacting to it unless something big happens, like I said, like a raid or something. But anyways, hope you guys enjoy the show, and yeah, let's get in there. All right, fellas,
Yeah, what's
What?
up?
it's time.
Oh,
It's time.
I was just I don't know. I could sum up. I could do a summary.
Yes, please.
Okay, recap. We came, we
Recap.
saw anyway. No, we're not doing ASAP Rocky song. No, but actually, no. What happened is we ended up starting the fight where we came into Antridge. We saw a rift. We came. Pause.
Pause.
Second, we closed the first rift. The second portal opened. Second rift opened. Three big fellows walked out as last time. We fought them. You know, bro opened a domain expansion of Shadow with a banner. We fought the two little guys until they disappeared. Then one more guy, the big guy, decided to pick up his banner and put it on his back and whip out his sword. So then I tried to cook up some boom booms while Gunner threw down. Um, and that kind of worked for a minute until my boom booms failed and Gunner almost died. So then I tried to distract Bro, grapple him, and also tried to use a human transmutation on him to eat him up, Reese's Puff style. Didn't work because of the circumstances of his existence. I can only assume. So instead, I tried to get to Gunner. I got to Gunner. I used Stone Shape to basically, lift us off the ground and push us over, kind of like a jump pad from Fortnite. Then we landed in the circle. I tried to overload the circle, so it's still overloaded. I'm like cooked because I already used my action. But we're in the circle, and I told Gunner to use the circle and hit the destroy my enemies, and my life is yours. And then I did that, and then basically cooked myself of all my HP, keeping myself barely above stable. Um, and then he woke up and he basically went like Super Saiyan 3 on Frieza, but like it wasn't Frieza, and instead it was just some ass clown from the shadows, like literally one of the shadow soldiers from solo leveling. And then he got his fade ran like pretty fast. And then after we killed Bro, the tree graced us with vines and shit, which pretty much gave us our lore accurate level up. So then we got our lore accurate level up. I came back too, fixed my leg, came across the crystal that came off the dead body. We inspected it for a second before, going to find where the Entourage folks went. We went to Zarek's cabin house out to the south of Entourage, and then we yapped to him for a minute, and then before that we advertised to the folks, tell them they can go home. They were eating soups and shit. From Zarek, which is kind of crazy because I didn't know he had that much food. Then we told him that the guy, the barkeep, who I keep forgetting the name of because low-key I don't really care about him. He's literally a tool to me.
Dang.
Yeah, he's pretty down to like start moving house of his tavern and also where the job quest board is, and basically said that because we're in the areas where our guild is, we're capable of getting shit going and also keep starting a boom for the economy. We're gonna do some straight up Reaganomics in this bitch. Only it's actually gonna work this time. And then yeah, we stepped inside to see Zero because the lore accurate reason for Zero's disappearance during the fight is because he went to go evacuate everybody. Anyway, bro's passed out because he wasn't here. And he's gonna continue to fucking sleep to this session. Actually, fine. Do whatever you want in your life, man. Now it's just the two of us, and then we decided to take our nap because it was late and we're tired and beat, and we got food in our bellies. And that was pretty much all that happened last session. Wasn't a very
That
eventful,
sums it up.
but
Yeah.
hey, it was a dynamic and very cool fight.
Yeah, you guys did well. You guys did well being down 2 people. Granted, I did balance it
No,
for you. I didn't want to.
yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
want
no,
to.
yeah. It just starts. We're just gonna get our nuts ripped off by like a gaggle of fellas.
Yeah, no, that would
Oh
suck.
yeah,
But yeah, no, that's
yep.
basically what happened last session. So for this session, um, we're just gonna skip through the night. Nothing happens during the night. You sleep soundly on the various furniture that you found inside of his little cottage cabin place he has down here. And when you
It's
guys do
comfy enough.
wake up, he is gone when you wake up. You can
Probably
assume he
because he's gonna
probably
go
went to go work.
toiling. Yeah, he went to the guild to probably toil,
Most likely.
which he has enough wood, and I have assumed that I've already kind of downed all the wood and then straight up transmuted it to its proper shape that he can use saws on
Yeah, I feel like you
to
could
be
have
able to
done that.
function. Yeah, no. So he can physical work because I'm not expecting him to lumberjack, strip the wood, and prep the wood before even actually being able to throw up walls. Unless we're throwing this bitch up like a cabin. But still, that's a lot of manpower. One guy, manual labor, using like Egyptian method to roll logs where they need. Yeah, no, he's not doing that. Hell no, Jigsaw. But yeah, so we wake up, he's not there.
He's gone. Zero is still asleep.
I'm gonna, you know, look to Gunner if he's even conscious yet.
So,
Morning. The kids staying? We just gonna go, just us?
yeah. If you want, if he wakes up, he'll catch up. If not, oh,
Whatever.
yeah, same here.
Yeah, we're just gonna get going. I guess I'll leave a note. I don't think Zarek would mind if I, dug through his belongings a little bit to find a note or some sort of parchment I could write on. I'm gonna check the drawers around, see if I can find some accessible parchments and papers. This also might give me a little bit more insight as to Bro's existence because he's kind of an odd one.
Where are you looking?
So if I slept on the couch, it would have been like a coffee table esque thing,
Mm-hmm.
or like a light, like those seating arrangements where there's like couch side tables,
Yeah.
stuff like that. If he does have an office, I guess I'll go throughout his house and maybe look for an office
So
of sorts.
rummaging through some of the things he has on his table for his kitchen, you do manage to find some paper that doesn't have anything written on it. He just kind of has paper that is ready to be written on with a pen nearby. Otherwise, there seems to be various documents on this table that he hasn't quite sorted, but just by briefly glancing at them, you can see that it's documents for the deed to his house, his crops, all the things that he serviced, like his irrigation system, all those
Man, he
documents.
should not keep that shit out. He needs to put that stuff away where it's safe. I'm not gonna move it. I'm just gonna leave it where it is. If there's any sort of writing utensil, I'm just gonna put a little note down for Zero saying, "Hey, went to Serafel to go to the teleporter. Then we're gonna take a visit and stop by the Heart to see an evident sibling of yours. Afterwards, uh, be back tomorrow. Go do whatever." Just fucking sincerely, Milo. Whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then we're gonna fuck off. Yeah. I return, step back into the what I assume to be a living room or whatever arrangement it is. Yeah, we're good to go. I just left a note for him. He'll come by the kitchen when he gets hungry when he inevitably wakes up. Damn, does your kid usually sleep this much? Gunner, hey.
What's
Yeah. We going? Looks like
Yeah.
you're about to doze off there.
Sorry.
It's fine. Yeah. We're gonna go to the Diplomacy Guild because we got free teleport. Then we're going to save our free teleport back. We're gonna go to the heart, then return to the Diplomacy Guild, and then use another free teleport. Save money. And such.
Sounds good.
And that way we can get to business as fast as possible. Because Zeller needs to hear of it. And also we might have to start stationing adventurers in various places. Alright, let's get to Serafel. Don't want to miss a second of daylight. When I step to the kitchen, is there any scraps left of food, or do we fucking pound all the rest of the food?
You don't see any around here, but you do remember yesterday he was putting it away.
Okay. Was there a spot where he did have it?
He put it in his fridge.
Fridge. He has a fridge?
Mm-hmm.
The fuck? That's crazy. I want to check the fridge.
You look in the fridge and you see what's left of the soup is just half of one of the buckets he had. About half of it has food in it.
So I gotta rest, rejuvenate chemical stamina. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna take the bucket out, walk outside, and stone shape the floor into just a regular organic transmutation circle, so I can actually change the wood design to look more like one of those wooden kettles,
Mm-hmm.
or like a deep dish that you'd put, soups in.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try to do that. I'm gonna try to turn into
Let's
that.
see.
So let's roll for it. And if I don't, then I'll waste a little bit more stam because I actually don't worry. I'm not worried about it today.
You're fine.
Yeah, I'm cool. So I'm gonna do exactly that, and I'm gonna put it back. I'm gonna put it in my bag. My bag that's pretty much empty now that my boom boom circle's gone. All it's got is notes.
So did you do anything? So what did you do with the? Were you just looking at the leftovers, or were you trying to take some?
So what happened is I took the pail out,
Mm-hmm.
walked out into the yard outside, did stone shape on it, stone shaped it,
Right.
boom, shaped it into a kettle, and then we're just gonna take it with us.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify. Oh, that's what you're doing.
Yep, that's the plan. So we have
So you guys
food
are heading
on
to
the
Serapho?
road if we need it. Yep, Serapho to hit the teleportation,
Yep.
show the notation of the letter, get a free teleport, show up at the Diplomacy Guild.
You planning on stopping
one.
anywhere in Serapho?
Actually, I'm gonna stop by the morgue. I'm gonna hit the morgue real fast. I want to see if I can get Gary.
Gary.
Because I came up on some good fucking bit of research, and I have a foot. I have
You have
Rose
a
foot
foot.
in my inventory. I have a foot, but that's not enough to test on.
Once again, you check by the morgue, and Gary's nowhere to be seen.
Is Gary fucking dead? Hold on. Is there staff on site?
No.
Is there anybody here?
No.
What the fuck even happens in the morgue, bro? Are people just not dying?
Well,
nobody died.
it's also not a place you can just like walk into and find people to talk to. It's not like you walk up to a desk at a morgue.
No, I get it. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
saying, like, people moving bodies and stuff. I'm like, hey, yo, I'm actually a friend of Gary's. Do you know where your coworker's at? Did he fucking die? was basically what I was going to try to do, but
Yeah.
not a soul. Damn.
Didn't you leave a note
Still
for
not-
him?
Yeah.
That note is
It was up
gone.
on a bulletin. Okay.
The note is
Oh,
gone.
well, I might have to check my mailbox when we get back.
Is there anywhere else you plan to stop?
I'm not gonna. Actually, you know what? We'll just do our rounds real fast because it doesn't take that much time. I want to stop by Elias's house. I'm gonna see what he's done with the information. I let him like study up. I'm also going to probably propose the limb and also the person that I used my ability on because it's important.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna probably go over there for that reason.
Once you head over to his house, he does not end up answering the door once you knock or call for his name.
It's cool. It's fine. I'm not worried about it. Whatever. We're gonna keep moving on.
Are you guys stopping by the market at
gonna-
all?
You know what? Yeah, fuck it. Let's stop by him. I guess I'll ask for Elias's name when I get to the market and ask for bro. Fucking what was his name? He had a weird last name.
Iliac.
Iliac, like the
Iliac.
Iliac Crest. Yeah, I'm gonna stop by Iliac's deal, see if Elias is anywhere near, because I know that he is an associate and a friend.
Alright, well, you travel through the market and you go over to his little stand that he has, and he has business as usual. Elias is nowhere to be seen, but Iliac is there doing business.
I guess I'll give him the word. I'll stop in. Hey, old man, Iliac.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah. So you know those rumors that you were spitting, right?
Yeah, what about
Or
him?
you know the rumors that you heard. Well, at the Accord, the council over by Aeonis, I have a sneaking suspicion based on evidence of I actually saw some of the magic in play that was similar.
You attended the
I mean, it
Accord?
might be. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I get a missed call. IRL. Yeah, I attended the Accord. I didn't actually step on stage, obviously, but you know the guy, the leader out of Elephis, Zedrosia's leader.
Yeah.
I have a pretty big hunch that he was using the magic because he displayed something that falls under the same thing of the people who assailed us in the Diplomacy Guild. So I'm not telling you to be careful. I'm just telling you the information so you can be informed and know what's going on. So if something weird happens in Elephis or something weird happens here in Zedrosia, Didn't you mention you wanted to get out of here with your fam?
That was the plan. Like I said, we kind of could feel something was brewing, and if based on what
Hey,
you
man.
said, it's
I think
not
that's a
looking
pretty good play. I'd try to. I wouldn't say scatter to the winds, but yeah, be careful. Protect yourself.
We were
I'm not
thinking
here to
maybe
obviously-
Zuvali, or at least down there somewhere.
Yeah. Just whatever you do, man. Stay safe. Have you seen Elias today?
No, he's probably at work right now.
Okay. Where's his business again, or where does he work?
Where is he? I think he does. I think he's doing odd jobs today. I'm not sure where he's working today.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it. I've got something up at the Diplomacy Guild again. I'm gonna talk to Zalor about fucking
Another visit to
obviously
Zalor, huh?
Yeah, no, apparently. Remember when I said everybody's gonna know my name here soon? It seems like I don't even have to try to sell myself as obviously shit's just happening. Me and my guildmates, I look over to Gunner. There's another one of them right here. They just seem to attract terrible happenings. There was a rift opening in Ontridge. We got jumped a little bit in Ontridge by.
What do you mean by a rift opening?
Oh, dude, you don't know? Oh shit. Have you heard anything like crazy happening? There's rifts open up around, I assume, worldwide.
There
I've seen
hasn't
them
been anything
before,
like that in
but
Seraphil.
I don't know what the deal is, but basically, hey man, if you see a purplish rift starting to like crack open somewhere, one, you tell the immediate authorities around you because that shit is dangerous. There's been like shadow creatures coming out of them. and stuff, it's actually pretty concerning.
Shadow
That's what I'm coming.
creatures.
Yeah, yeah. No, I know it sounds kind of crazy. I haven't spoken to you since I got all the information. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to tell you. You see a purple rift open up. There's gonna be guys who are a little bit insectoid looking with armor on, and they will jump your shit. They said they start yapping about some shit like Knoll. Oh, we want Knoll or something like that. They will hurt you. They do not care.
What are
Their
they?
behavior's erratic, and they're called Knolls. I'm trying to get this info worldwide without sounding like a goddamn loon.
That's gonna be pretty
Uh,
tough. You kind of sound
do
like
I
you're a
look
little crazy to me.
do I look disheveled? Like, do we look a little bit beaten up?
A little bit.
Well, I mean, look at me and Gunner here. I mean, you believe me, right?
I do, but that's only because I've known you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't lie. I try not to. But what I'm trying to say is, you see a purple rift, you get the authorities, maybe even adventurers. If you don't feel, I mean, you're not really a fighter. You're a maker.
No, I don't. I don't
So
fight. Well,
try not to
I
get
guess
your ass
if I see one, I'll.
destroyed.
Yeah, I'll tell someone. But
These are the authorities. If you come across a man who's I'm gonna like kind of do like a what's the word? Like a pantomime when like doing his expression, kind of like the face. Yeah, if you see a guy that's about yay high, uh, this kind of big. He's kind of older guy, bulky. Comes by. His name's Tara, and he's a traveler that we ran into. He gave us the information on that, and then it was immediately the information was like almost right on the spot explained. So he's smart, but also he's a good companion that we have, and a good associate. So if you run into him, that'd be that. You wouldn't happen to have a place where you get sending scrolls on the cheap, right?
no, I mean
Actually,
there's the
we
market
can
here in
we
Cedarville,
can.
but that's normally where I get them. I wouldn't call them cheap because I feel like they could be made a lot cheaper and sold for a lot cheaper. But it's very rare that you could find a cheap sending scroll. They're commons, but it's kind of expensive for what it does.
About how much do they run you these days? I
Well,
don't know
last
the
time
good
I
stuff.
bought one, which granted it was a while ago, it was I think it was like 10 gold pieces for one.
Hey Gunner, what are we looking at? Aren't we kind of like not in a good spot right now?
Not a good spot financially.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because obviously the information's good and all, but yeah.
Well, we've got 50 gold pieces altogether.
Oh shit, really? Yeah, I think we should probably stop by the market. I think get some information
Who
from
are you trying to send
Tara.
to, if you don't mind me being a little
Tara,
nosy?
yeah, yeah, Tara, the guy that I was just mentioning.
Oh,
He showed us the
oh.
information. He seems to be way more inclined. I don't think he's a loon either, because obviously the information was immediately validated the moment that it came into question. By a null soldier like popping up out of the blue through one rift to the south of Aeonis, and then in Antridge one popped up. I assume they're just gonna start fucking popping up sporadically like earthquakes or natural disasters. That's what I'm just trying to say is in your travels and in your existence, if you see them,
Are they being
don't take them
summoned,
for
or
on
are they tearing through to us for some reason?
tearing through to us. It seems like they're obviously otherworldly creatures. It's
From
kind
what
of
you
like
sound, from what you described them as, they sound like monsters. Are
yeah,
you sure it's
they're
not
kind
like
of like
a thing the Weave's doing, like a dungeon thing?
no, no, because what kind of shitty test would this be? It had popped up in Antridge. You know how many fucking innocent people would just get killed
Well, you know what I
if
was
that was
saying
the
about the
case?
trials getting harder.
Well, no, that ain't even a trial. That's like, oh hey, guess what? You're gardening today? Nuh-uh. We're gonna pound you 6 feet into the floor. You're dead. You were just fucking off minding your own business. You're dead. I don't think it's a challenge. But hey, you mentioned monsters. Kind of reminds me of like when those dungeon breaks and stuff like happen when they just kind of those dungeons sit there for a long time and the monsters get so crammed in there they just need to leave, so they start causing ruckus. I reach into my bag and pull out the the stone of the captain, right?
Hmm.
The crystal blue. I don't actually remember what color it was. I
It's
think it's
green.
actually like green. Yeah. Still my crystal blue. Yeah, I pulled this off the captain that showed up. There was 3 guys, but he actually was the only one that dropped anything off of him
Are you like showing
when I
this to
hold it
the
out to him.
Ilya?
Yeah, I'm like holding it. I don't touch it because it's kind of weird. I have this like obviously mind reading glove, right?
What do you mean
That
don't touch it? This is like, have you never seen one of these?
no, I just
Well, I guess
not
you are
that.
Hohenheim's kid. You aren't exactly the adventuring kind, but that's a
No.
catalyst.
That's I know it sounded like a soul weaving stone type or
It's a yeah, it's a spell weaving catalyst.
a spell weaving. Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying based off of what I was getting off of touching the guys because I got in a grapple with one of them, and also this stone's about the same in terms of characteristics. It has like this weird empty void, kind of like it's kind of like miasmic in a sense. Like it just gives me a bad vibe. I was just trying to like warn people. But hey, if you want to touch it, if you want to inspect it in a minute, tell me what it's about, then you're so
I mean,
cool to
I
do that. I
can't
was
really
actually gonna do
inspect it. I'm not. I just know what it is.
okay. But yeah, no, it drops off of that the captain, which is a bigger dude, but only him. So I don't know, man.
It's weird that because normally the only monsters that drop those are ones in the dungeon. However, I guess if it's a really strong monster, it's been known to occasionally drop from them too.
It's like innate. Hmm. Well, anyway, you see a purple terror, go get help, go
Right.
get authorities, anybody who's capable of fighting, because we were kind of outnumbered, and we're kind of capable. We're only bronze adventurers, but still scary stuff. Also, there's more a business. Business is. I'm trying to get business to boom in Entourage. With the springing up of my new guild and the saving of the people. There's going to be a feast held, and I'm probably going to try to get a advertisement put out for the feast, so more
You
foot
might need a
traffic comes
little bit
through
more than just
Entourage.
food to attract people to Entourage. It's out of the way for most people, and we can get food pretty much anywhere else.
Yeah. Do you have any festivity ideas?
Well, I mean,
Any local minstrels, bards, or muses?
you could see if you could get some to go, but I don't know any personally. I mean, that would help, but that's just that just sounds like a large tavern gathering.
Kinda
Like you
is.
We
you
got
could
something out of the box.
yeah. I feel like for someone to want to go to Entourage, most people just pass right through it because it's a boring town. No offense, but that's just what it is.
No, dude. That's why I'm trying to make it not boring, but it's not my main task today. It's just something I'm looking into.
I mean, you
I'm
said
trying
there
to
was a
get.
rift in there.
There was a rift,
There was a
but
rift.
it
You could
closed
say
up.
that if you're trying to attract people from the research guild or whatever,
Just,
you could
just
mention
lie.
that. No, no, don't
You got me
lie.
now.
Just say that it was the scene of one. They might be
Okay.
intrigued by it, and then stay for the
Yeah. I got.
festivities.
Yeah. I think that'd be a pretty good idea. Plus, we got some R&D officials that are literally to the north, so they might
That's
come
what I
down
was
see what's
thinking. I mean,
going
you're
on.
close enough to that guild. As for common folk like me, I don't know what exactly would bring me to go.
I think honestly, R&D folks. I think I need to network through the R&D guys, because if I could get kind of connected with those guys, they're about the last
Unless you can
people I
somehow
was
get
gonna network with.
some government official to go, like Zalor. If you could get him to go, that'd be huge.
I mean, I might have to try to prod him and poke him to come down this way anyway, considering Zavala or not Zavali, fuck Zadrosia is gonna get kind of nasty, I think. Soon.
They've been doing pretty good so far from what I've seen in terms of keeping a good face.
Yeah, but like this last Accord, you weren't there. He was kind of like I don't know how to say it. Hold on. What was his name again? Like Vadric, Draven,
Hmm.
Elphis later. Zadrosia's later.
He's
He
always
was
been a
kind of
little
like
odd.
well, no, I mean like he was borderline antagonistic, like empty threat style deal. Like it was like pretty malicious this time. Like
I
he
mean,
kind of like
he's
tries
always
to
been
do
like
spells.
that.
Well, I know, but like when you're on a council with guys from different countries and you pull out like a new dangerous volatile spell on the goddamn stage, and you're like, ooh, new magic, I want to test it out. Like, I don't know, that doesn't give like a good vibe.
I think
Like I
he's
don't think
just
you're
trying to
shooting for a good
incite
vibe.
some type of action from the people.
Like some sort of provocation.
Maybe that. I'm not sure what his intentions are. I wasn't
What I'm
there.
saying is, I don't know. And nobody really, obviously, people like scorned him for it, but still, I mean, like that's pretty fucked. I think it's not gonna go good. So,
Well,
just saying, hey,
Zudrosia isn't exactly a nation you'd want to pick a fight with, because if you pick a fight with Zudrosia, you pick a fight with Anabreka.
yeah, no.
And last time that happened,
Just,
we lost quite a bit of Ablin. They still haven't rebuilt their capital yet, at least from what I've heard.
yeah, no, it got kind of cooked. But what I'm just trying to say is just keep yourself safe. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, Gunner, let's go see about that sending scroll. Try to get Tara in the loop,
All right. Sounds good.
and hey, where could I take this catalyst, by the way?
To do what with it exactly? Like, what's your intention?
Well, I mean,
You trying to sell it, or
you
you
said
trying to get it turned into a spell?
I think a spell would be nice, especially because I don't know if this thing's
If you're getting a
content.
spell made out of it, it can be pretty expensive. But I
Like,
mean, if you're looking, if that's something you're looking like into, Aonis is a good place to do it. If you're looking for something that's more professional, obviously it'll cost you more, but there are vendors all around that'll do it for you. It just depends on
what's
the
what's the asking price in Aonis?
the
I just
price
kind
of
of
I'm not exactly sure. I've never done it myself. If you're looking
well, I
for
mean, like,
someone that might be a little bit more accessible but less expensive, check out the major guilds. They usually all have some type of spell weaving area.
no, I'm not telling you to tell me the price. I'm just saying like ballpark it. Like, how much
Oh,
do you think?
ballpark? Well, I mean, uh,
Like anywhere from
what
here to
color is the
there.
crystal? Green?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means it's considered to be uncommon. So if you're looking at an uncommon spell, if you're looking at like an Aeonis ballpark, you're looking at like 300 gold.
Damn.
Oof.
We'll see, man. We're also gonna pillage that. We're gonna pillage that. That dungeon to the south of Aeonis and to like the whatever direction of Entourage.
You might want to hurry that up. I heard some adventurers were trying it, but I hadn't heard anything about their success yet.
Well, how about this? We're gonna have to run to the heart, and then we'll see. I'm not too much into the. I don't really need the spell off the bat, but I was thinking about combating uh, these guys, these new Rift folk, because they seem kind of shadow-esque. So I was gonna see if there was like a light that could counter them.
Maybe I'm not sure if that'd work or not.
Well, no, I was just working off of the fact that as soon as they popped out of the rift, one guy slammed down a banner and a shadow started to like engulf the land type deal. So it was some kind of spell to amp them. So I was wondering if I could either counter that or counter their very existence.
So these creatures are intelligent enough to use magic
And weapons.
and weapons effectively.
Yeah.
Yes, they were
So at
using
this
a shield.
point, that I
They're
wouldn't even
guys.
consider them monsters. I'd consider these.
No, they're a fighting force from some different, distant, plane, and they're showing up, and it's a problem. And that's why I'm gonna go get that sending scroll like pretty soon here. Sorry to cut our conversation short, and I'm also going to hit up Zelor like soon.
Yeah, you. Good luck talking to Zalor. He's been pretty busy.
Yeah, just like I'm saying, keep your information in mind. Spread the word around. Don't try to make yourself seem like a loon. Just maybe generally say that rifts have been sighted. You've seen somewhere, or we just make some shit up. Just say that rifts are dangerous. Spread the
I
word. 'Cause I
might
don't want.
even just skip the whole Rift part and just mention the monsters. It's more believable that way.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But I'm saying rift. The rift is like the precursor to it, because the rifts take a minute to open up. So I just don't want people to like, ooh,
How do
what's the
you?
purple
Is
light?
there
And
a
they
way
all
to
start
close
gathering.
them?
By force or with a spell. Do you guys know like do you know anybody? Obviously, probably not. The common folk that would know like banishing or
No, that's higher level
some
magic.
sort of
You need an actual mage for
some
that.
sort of like counter spell. I'm saying yeah. I'm saying keep up with your local mages in the area because they'd be able to just kibosh that shit immediately. But yeah, align yourself with folks. Keep safe. Tell folks around here. Hopefully the word can spread through travel because I don't know how more people aren't fucking up in arms about this. It's actually pretty goddamn concerning. And I'm not saying don't not reference the rift, but you probably should because I don't want people gathering around a purple light because I think it's cool. Because people are gonna get hurt if they just hang around.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Anyway, yeah, no, they just pop up in midair. They open up like you're opening a set of curtains, and they're closed the same way. Keep safe, dude.
Yeah, I'll try. I mean, I probably won't be here too much longer, honestly, with what's going on.
Yeah, dude. Just keep safe however you can. Do whatever you think you need to do, but yeah, Gunnar, let's go get that sending scroll so we can reach out to Tara with the news and yeah.
That was good.
Where's those vendors, Iliac? If you got to point me in the right direction so I can waste less
For
time.
the sending scroll.
Yeah.
If you just go down the main strip, you'll find them. You can't miss them.
Okay.
They're popular.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. Take care. Keep safe.
You try. I didn't think adventuring
Well,
to be your kind of thing.
no, it's gonna fucking follow me no matter what I want to do. Seems like I'm just cursed, yet also blessed in a sense.
Yeah, well, good
Yeah.
luck talking to Zalor.
Oh no, it's not luck that I'll need there. Well, maybe I did. Last time I was there, I got jumped. We got jumped. So who knows? Honestly, seems like I'm just gonna have one foot in the grave at all times. Oh, speaking of which, you see this? I like shake my leg around. I'm up and at 'em.
You know, I thought something was off about your posture. I didn't notice. What happened?
Dude, you're not gonna believe it. So, I say that. Obviously, whatever I say should be believed at this point. I think I have a level of credibility. But, Gunnar can attest to this here. After we defeated the monsters, I don't know if the tree saw it as some sort of great act that we did, but I can only assume it was the tree. Because vines from that seemed similar to the tree's roots or vines popped up and re-energized us after the fight. But on top of that, I started amping my, the circles. I'm not gonna name the name, but the circles I've been trying to use, the same as my dad's testing. I amped it with magic, and I had Gunner here use it on me, and he was able to siphon my life force, obviously willingly, and he was able to put himself back in the fight because that's the only way I saw to realistically win the fight. Could have killed me, could have killed him, but it worked, which is proof. I'm even gonna I'm gonna reach into my thigh pouch and pull out his leg. Yeah, this thing, he got his it chopped off, but it came back.
Yep.
See, look, he's standing fine. So after I saw that, after the fight was over, I decided, you know what, damn well, I think it's about time that I fix myself. It was painful, hurt like hell, but I was able to fix my joint based off of mirroring my other leg here. So now we're cool.
I guess you really are Hohenheim's kid.
Yeah, no. People might call me a madman, but there's evidence here, and I'm trying to. Now there's hard proof, and I can use him as a witness to attest to its uses. It's actually been used in the field, on the spot, when it was needed. So I
You
think
might
that's
have
cool.
a little bit better standing with the development guild then.
Yeah, no. Anyway, we're gonna get lost, but just
Yeah.
keep that in mind. That we're on the up and up. You keep yourself safe. Whatever. I'm done talking. Not gonna open up another conversation. And before that, I just fucking go off and I walk up the market
follow.
stretch.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Sorry, Gunner.
So,
You mentioned
you guys see many wares. Is there anything you're interested in that you want to see if it's here, aside from the sending scroll?
fuck no.
Gunner?
I don't think I need anything currently.
Alright, just
He's
the sending scroll?
You're the hands merchant, bro. You beat ass with your fists.
Yes.
Yeah, sending scroll. Said it would run me around 10 is what Iliac said. But we'll see. That was a while ago, and the economy is switching around. I'm gonna try to probably haggle it down. I'm not the best with persuasion.
Alright, so as you go through the main strip, which is mainly just a bunch of, like you were here last time, it's just a bunch of stalls that are just lined up. So as you go down through the line, it is quite popular. There are several individuals already purchasing these sending scrolls. They go quite quick, and they are made on the spot by the vendor. But it's not made by some sort of magic on their part. It's the vendor. She takes this basically this glyph that is like a stamp, and she just stamps it on the piece of paper and then hands it to you. So she has a stamp for the glyph.
Oh damn, that sounds like an easy gig.
Yeah, I mean, the glyph stamp probably costs quite a fortune to get in the first place, and it
That's what
probably
I'm saying.
it may or may not end up running off of like mana or anything, but yeah, pretty
Yeah,
easy gig.
probably more efficient. Yeah, it's probably more efficient than casting the spell.
But it is an
So
elven lady who is selling these, so
I'm gonna,
she gets
if I
through her
could,
customers quite fast because most of them just
yeah,
say, hey, they want the sending scroll, and she hands it to them, and they trade off the gold and leave.
yeah. I'm gonna go sending scroll. How much will that run me these days?
Sending scroll is 7 gold.
Oh, 7 gold?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I had a friend told me it was 10.
It
Yeah,
was
I'll take
yesterday.
it. Yesterday? What happened with the
Competition
how's the
happened.
money moving? Say, where do you base your? Where's the competition based out of? Just here?
And surrounding guilds, yes.
Surrounding guilds. Say maybe I can work something out, man. Or ma'am, rather. Let me speak a little bit more formally. I'm gonna look around. Is there any other elven folk around?
No.
I'm gonna switch to elven. Just to, so it's I'm networking. I'm networking. So there's competition here, but I guarantee I know where competition ain't. Ontrich. We're gonna move there. We're gonna move her down there. I'm gonna switch to elven. Yeah, I'm pushing up a guild. I'm not trying to force your hand on anything, and I will. We're gonna make a purchase here. I'm completely down for that. Gunner, if I may. 7.
Yep. So yeah, I got you. There you go.
All right, I'm gonna set that on the table and continue back in Elven. Depending on where your competition is, maybe I can help you move shop somewhere. We're putting up a guild. If you want to be a vendor, you might be able to have less competition somewhere else, and you can move it back up to 10 to be a
What's the
little bit
size of
more.
this guild exactly?
We're
She
coming up on
responds
it,
in
but it's right.
Elvish.
Yeah. It's to the south of our R&D guild. Not much. It's near the fork of the road, so there's gonna be way less competition there.
Yes, how many
and
members?
Also how many members? It's gonna sound discouraging. It's my party, and we're working on a clerk running, obviously, a mess hall.
I'm looking for a
and
number, not specifics, please. I have a business
number.
to run.
Yeah, sorry, man. Going on 8 members for the guild. Obviously, you don't have to go for it. I'll offer it.
Well, seeing as the placement of your guild isn't exactly ideal for my type of work, I wouldn't want to go over there anyways, even if your size was larger.
Okay, noted. That's fine.
Come back if you manage to get a lot of people over there, and maybe if traffic somehow starts being quite frequent over there. But here's your sending scroll.
Yes, thank you. I'm
She
gonna
gives you a
give
polite
her a
smile,
bow.
and it sends you on your way.
Okay, noted. I'm gonna obviously take our sending scroll and move off to the side. Yeah, so I was networking there, and she said that obviously if we get bigger and traffic gets better around the parts where we're at, she can move to obviously our area where there's less competition.
Hmm.
But obviously there are going to be more foot traffic because I'm going to make it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which that also we might have to spend some more. If you're willing to shell out a little bit more for me, I think I want to set up an advertisement for Ontridge, get more foot traffic there, and also raise some more awareness to
I
Rift.
don't have much on me right now.
No, that's fine. I'm saying we could just set it up and then maybe down payment via payment via mail when we get
I
back.
give all my gold to Zero. I don't know if he's did. Do we know if Zero spent all of our gold or if he still has some?
He spent all of it
Yeah,
on the
we're
metal.
cool.
We'll hit. Okay, so don't worry about the advertisement. I'm gonna hit up the dungeon, then we're gonna get spoils from the dungeon, sell whatever we wish, and then obviously we can work on that advertisement, get
Yeah.
movement down there, get our size up. I was thinking of obviously moving. We're gonna have we'll have a lot set up, which means that we're gonna get foot traffic at least through to the R&D guild. Get folks from the R&D guild to come down, and various other scholars from Seraphil who want to check it out. Check out the Rift spot. Anyway, yeah. I'm gonna hold out the sending scroll. Man, how does somebody use this anyway? I'm not too inclined on scrolls. You familiar?
No, I didn't utilize. I haven't really utilized any scrolls.
I'm gonna put my hand on like the sigil itself, and I'm gonna try to focus a minute.
It glows in
I'm gonna
response
think
to your
about.
touch and it feels warm.
Okay. I'm gonna think about Terra, and I'm gonna imagine his face. There might be somebody else named Terra. I'm gonna think. Think about the individual I'm trying to reach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what is the message you'd like to send?
Terra. I don't know if you're familiar with the lay of the land. Obviously, you're near Aeonis. Another rift popped up in Ontridge. We dealt with it, though they seem to be more frequent. And this time, they came in a group of 3 with one big guy who dropped a stone. I'd like to get into contact with you whenever possible. Obviously, hit me up at the guild point to actually becoming a spot on the map whenever you can. I'm taking the information to Zalor, and I'm probably going to raise awareness. Zadrosia might also be in a state of more duress in the next coming months due to some provocations from Talir at the Accord in Aeonis the day before last. That's the end of my message.
Once you finish sending your message, the scroll will burn up in your hands, turning to just a little bit of ash.
Okay. Well, that's our business done here. I'm going to wipe my hands, just like pat my hands off and wipe them. Yeah, let's just go to teleportation, get this going. I reached out to Terra. He hasn't actually responded yet, of course, but now he knows it's a little bit more urgent because I just blew money on reaching out to him.
Yeah,
And we really
hopefully,
need to find some
we'll see
sort
that
of
soon.
side hustle. Anyway, let's get going.
Yep, sounds good.
Time to the teleportation circle and towards the end of town.
Alrighty, so you guys head over to the teleportation circle. You know how it works. Same thing happens the last time. You gotta wait a little bit for your teleportation circle, but you do get to go for free, just like last time, showing the letter from Zalor and whatnot. And you teleport just outside of the Diplomacy Guild about 2 hours later.
Damn, that ran a little bit longer than last time. Hope he's still here and he's not fucking off. Yeah, let's go to his room. I'm gonna walk
Where's the
forward.
sun at in the sky?
Yeah, what we're looking
The
at.
sun is about
Probably close to-
in the middle of the sky.
Damn, it's already close to midday. Fuck. Oh.
Jeez.
Yeah, we need to move a little bit faster if you want to see your kid. I'll also see if I can't. I don't know.
Well, he stays up decently late, anyways.
It's fine. Yes, we'll try to conclude our business here fast, and I'll also probably look into how much advertisements run a person.
Yeah.
I assume if you localize them instead of just across the entire goddamn world, then it's a bit easier to come across.
Yeah, it
With
also depends
SA.
on the distance between the areas you're advertising in.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the price changes based on stuff like that.
Which we're probably not going to run that advertisement, but
Alright, so are you guys making it... There's no one here to greet you at all, but are you, what are
Yeah,
you guys, where are you guys going?
just shooting right over there. If there is like an advertisement check, the only thing I'm gonna do is walk over there and pick up a pamphlet, if there is one, some sort of literature about potential costs. If
I
there
would say
one.
there
There's
is.
not one
I would say
clerk.
there is.
Okay. I'll take a couple copies of the parchment and I'm gonna slide them into my bag to read later. I'll just take note that I have notes on me.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's just get up to Zeller pretty quick here.
Yeah.
You head up to where his office was last time, and you see 2 guards stationed outside, as well as 2 guards down the hallway, and another 2 guards on the end of the hallway to the left and right.
As I'm gonna walk into the threshold of the door, I'm gonna open my palms and put them on their shoulders. You guys all right since last time?
They both nod without giving an actual response.
Good, good.
Can you roll insight?
Spooky time.
Because you said you were.
What I was planning to do.
Were you
Yeah,
like
put my
touching
hands
them?
on 'em. Yeah, I'm putting my hands on them.
Mm-hmm.
It is purposeful, but it is also a bit of a formality and politeness. People will like you if you're concerned for them.
Die. Roll again for that guy.
Where my hand wasn't. That's where my hand wasn't, because I fucking did like the 2 hands, one side, one other side.
Yeah.
Makes sense. The closer guy with my right hand is... How we feeling? How we feeling on that 23?
So what you glean from that guy is the guy does feel rather content right now. He doesn't feel nervous at all, even when you do bring up the events that happened last time. He feels fine. The other one feels
The other guy?
a little nervous, but that's about all you can get out of him.
I'm gonna give him specifically a couple more pats on the shoulder. It's gonna be alright. Hopefully. I'm fucking playing with you. Relax. It's gonna be okay.
The guard knocks on the door, and you'll see Zalor come to the door and open it. Ah, you're here.
What's up? Yeah, try to make it as quick as a visit as I can, because the information is rather important.
Yes, come in. He gestures you in to sit at the seats in front of his desk, and then he closes the door behind you.
Can I use my scan for weak points?
You may. Where are you
Just
looking?
around the room.
Oh, just around the room. Yeah,
Just
you can do
scanning
that.
the room. Scanning the room.
Could you roll perception, please?
Points of interest.
Or
Yes.
insight, whatever you prefer.
To make sure we're not gonna get jumped by an invisible target again.
There
Or
you
some
go.
shit.
You don't appear to see any.
Alright.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna step aside for Gunnar and let him in beside me.
Zalor sits down at his desk, which his desk, compared to last time, does look a little bit more chaotic, with a bit more paperwork, and it's a little hectic with how he has it placed about. So, what exactly is it that you needed to see me so urgently about?
Well, you know the folks that attacked us?
Yes.
I'm gonna say that's one of the topics. Second one is, have you heard of rifts opening up around the world? And,
Yes,
you know,
I have, especially
monsters
around
coming
the
out.
heart. It's been frequent.
Really?
Yes, we've had our forces around the area dispatching it, as well as I've actually had to step in a few times to handle these creatures.
Okay. That's a secondary concern. My main one is the fact that while all this shit's happening, during the Accord Neonis, I'm gonna say as I walk forward, and is there a seat?
Mm-hmm. There is.
I'm gonna take a seat down, and if there is a second seat, I'm gonna push it forward with my foot so Gunner can take a seat. Yeah. Anyway, so during the meeting in Aeonis, the Accord, the leader of Zedrosia, out of Illithus, as you know, pulled out magic that looked like pretty close to a 1-to-1 or very similar in nature, shadowy and formless, to the guys who attacked us at the Diplomacy Guild, which is, as you can probably guess, cause for a level of concern.
How did it feel? If
He
that
kind of
makes any
that wasn't.
sense.
It
Um,
felt to me. It felt very similar.
Felt
It's not like
similar?
he used it on us.
Of course,
No, just the
yes.
aura around it.
Yeah, no, I know
Now,
what you
I
mean.
would
I'm not-
like to make it known I wasn't there, but I did watch the event via a scrying pool, so I did see the
Yeah.
events that happened and transpired that day. It was bold
Well,
of
as you're-
Zudrosia to reveal something like that, but the way that he did it wasn't exactly a means of war or anything just yet.
No. It was just a little.
Unsettling.
It was a provocation. It was unsettling and it was a provocation, in my
From the
opinion.
looks of it, I think
But
he's trying to get a rise out of the other nations, which here at the Heart we have not been giving into any of that, especially considering Zudrosia and Ennebreka just joined the WFA.
yeah, no, I don't know. The second thing, of course, you got the note, right?
I did.
So I went to Aeonis, obviously not just for the Accord. When we were there, we went up to the top floor of the library and got a couple transcriptions from the lady up there. And that's what I came across, which leads me to believe that you guys wouldn't happen to know across, all of your vast knowledge where to get access to other realms, would you?
Were you talking about realm or plane shifting? Or
Yes.
hopping? Traveling?
Yes.
Well, despite the fact that it is highly illegal, unless under certain circumstances, the only people that are capable of doing that are very highly intelligent and trained mages, which we do not have access here.
That's fine. I wasn't trying to ask for anything. But what I'm thinking, right? Where we were at the Heart, during the trial, I feel like we may have popped across something like that because obviously all these folks seem like they're dragons, but that means that they're also in their human form people who have lived for 100 years, which means that if they practice magic in any sense, which dragon, right? I believe that was a pocket dimension or something like that. Maybe a realm. I don't quite understand it myself. Obviously, I'm not magically built, but magic, oriented. I wouldn't know, but I think that's where they are, and I think that'd be a good means to form diplomacy, is to actually contact them. Considering I don't know another way to do that besides, I guess, using a sending scroll and just saying, "Hey, oh, Nothrix, what's up? I'm the guy that you saw that one time."
I'm not sure if it'd
Yeah.
be necessarily wise to interact with Nothrix based on the information we have. He doesn't seem like the diplomatic type.
No, but I have a little bit more insight as to his, I guess, place in all of this, and it actually comes from a source of a companion that we ran into on our way to Aeonis, where we encountered our first rift. We've encountered 2 rifts since the last time we spoke, you and I, which give me a little bit more insight into what was going on. But as I understand it, the tree used to be a person in the ancient times. Nelthrix or the Elder Council must have known this female spellcaster and mage, and she is the one who uttered some sort of incantation or spell to turn herself into the heart to stop null attacks in the ancient times of our existence in our plane, our world. It seems like Nalthrix had a hand in this. One, and two, he's mad that we're warring and getting ready for more war while all this shit's happening because human conflict causes, I guess, a disruption within the barrier where these soldiers are coming from. And I know I don't have too much credibility, but I've told the truth one time, and I'm gaining more information for you, and I'm trying to work with you the best I can. I know it's probably far fetched and a lot to
If
ask
I
for you to
truly
just
did have a problem with
blindly
trusting
trust.
you, then I could easily just check your brain like I did last time. I'm not
Yeah,
really concerned about it. Especially considering my status, it wouldn't take too much to have you two removed, and I'm sure you know that. And I say that not as a
yeah,
threat, but just as a matter of fact.
yeah. Just to clear the air. Yeah, I get it. You're trusting in the fact that even if I did lie, it wouldn't matter. But what I'm trying to say is, I don't think they're as antagonistic or as malicious as you think. This Elder Council and that. And I think that as long as we can get everybody, obviously, this is the farthest fetched thing that I've said. If we can get everybody on in this world on the same goddamn page and stop conflicts and maybe try to like reinforce the heart somehow in terms of its means, because it was viewed as a barrier for these guys who are called Null. If you want to spread the name around that their name is Null, they're Null whatever soldiers, you know. But it seems like there's another hand at play because they're obviously calculated. These rifts that are opening up and these soldiers that are coming out are calculated. They're not animalistic in nature, right?
And do we know exactly why they're coming through? Yes, I understand through what you've looked into and whatnot that they're looking for this null character, but why now?
I I don't. Well, I mean, as I said, uh, uh, a barrier
Yes,
projected is
the
projected by
ward
the
that was
heart inactively.
placed.
Yes, the ward is
Yes. Unfortunately,
I
if
believe
that's related to human conflict, it may end up breaking with how things are going.
that's just why I came here to also push us and prod us towards being a little bit more prepared. Not to start getting ready for war, try to outwardly show that we're ready for war, but being more on our toes. These rifts are popping up everywhere. If they're popping up near the heart, they're popping up near Zadrosia. Maybe it's also related to where conflicts are, because that's where the heart is weak. I don't know. That's some sort of connection that I was just making in my head just now, and this is all purely speculation. I don't know. I'm just figuring it out as I go. But I kind of want to, you know, figure it out, get everybody on the same page, and also be ready for what's happening. Because in the current situation, we're not.
And the matter of fact is, after that last accord, the rest of the world is uneasy. For example,
Which means
aside
we can
from the
start
heart, I know that several other nations were there, but for the ones that weren't, such as Brelia and Terran, at least I don't think they were there, as well as Ensibis, where I hail from, it wasn't exactly good to hear from them and what they had to say. They may
Could
not
you?
have very strong forces, but they have started to become uneasy, and so have their citizens. And to quell this uneasiness, their decision was to, furthermore, band together and start training their military a bit more than they have before.
That's not good.
No, it doesn't bode well. The Diplomacy Guild has
Um,
tried to stop this from happening, but the nations
yeah,
will
it's
not
hard to
listen.
kibosh on it. Okay. I know this is a lot to ask, but you gave your hope speech before during the turn, and of course, there's no ceremony here, so it's kind of hard to gather an audience. There's still scrying pools that people can be use to see it or come across it. Do you think there'd be a way that you give some sort of address to yourself with this information? Obviously, you're a man of great character and people believe you. But I think the first couple of steps we could take is maybe using adventurers to kind of scatter out throughout the lands a little bit more. So when these rifts emerge, they can be kiboshed and stopped pretty easy. From the information I got, you can use banishing, um, or various different like counter spells to close the rifts before they become a problem, which I know is a gift of higher level spellcasters, which is why I was asking if it'd be possible to mobilize adventurers, but also if people were given an address on the situation. Obviously, it's another form of unease, but at least they're going to be wary and ready.
I
And they're
don't
not going to
think that'd be wise.
no.
Yes, I have valuable information, but the people already know that these creatures are coming through. It isn't a surprise.
News is out. News is out. That's fine.
Especially in the heart, and when there's news in the heart, there's news in the world. It spreads fast, especially from a place like this.
It seems like Zudrosa is still in the dark, though. Everybody that I talk to probably looks at me like I'm a goddamn loon.
Yes, just give it about a week, and the entirety of the nation will know.
Okay. I don't know. I didn't know people were so aware, but I guess all we can do is be ready. But that was the method that I was thinking to be ready.
Well, the nations are definitely ready, but they aren't exactly ready for those monsters. That's more so on the back burner for them, and it's
Well,
kind of worrying.
okay. Think about this the positive way, though. They're prepping for war, potential war, but people are going to have to work together on this. So it might distract them for a minute. And also, them fighting whatever pops out of the rifts is positive in a sense because then you don't have to stress yourself.
The problem is that we're losing lives because of that, and these aren't even strong beings.
No, but I was wondering. Obviously, the reason I was saying for an address, these people know, but maybe I don't know. Maybe the diplomacy guild could put something out on it, on like a warning, steps to take, so life loss can be reduced.
We've already enacted some sort of safety net in the heart. Currently, we have a curfew, so you can't be out after a certain time, and then we've also doubled security in the entirety of the heart, which has lowered the encounters by quite a bit, considering the rifts either get closed before they open or they get handled so fast nobody notices. However, the other day, I'd say about 2 days ago, there was a stronger one that showed up, and I had to handle that one myself. And I can say that it was quite a formidable foe.
Say, put a pin in that a second. Did it drop a circle, or did it drop a weave catalyst?
No, this one did not. In fact,
Interesting.
I did not manage to kill it.
I'm gonna reach into my bag and pull mine and set it out on the table. I got one that's considered uncommon from a foe that we dealt with in Ontridge. That was the second rift that we ran into. Um, just me and Gunner here dealt with it, because our other party members have been scattered, brained, and doing whatever else. But we did it. We did what we could, and we fought all of them off, and it seemed to banish them completely when we dealt with them specifically.
What worries me is the fact that these creatures aren't just popping up out of nowhere. Their placements of these rifts are strategic, purposeful.
Yeah.
For example, the heart has been hindered in terms of production, especially in the military aspect, by quite a bit since these showed up.
Because everybody's scattering around to fight instead of just train.
That's
I
not
guess.
exactly what worries me, though. These rifts and their strength have only been growing ever since they, started appearing.
From one soldier to three to six, more so on and so forth.
The creature that I fought was capable of human speech,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It is
I
also
I
capable of
experienced.
high-level magic.
Ooh, you had a caster, so they can cast and they can fight.
Our
They
people are
vary.
not ready to face this type of threat, so if these manage to gather in masses before we can handle them, then I'm afraid that there will be a war on two fronts, of which this war and this world cannot handle. Another worry to throw on top of that, and he kind of puts his hand over his face and rubs it in like a stressful way, his bags under his eyes more so showing than before. If the tree, the weave, does not like this conflict or these conflicts going on,
They cut off magic
it may begin to wilt.
again.
And if it wilts again, I don't think it's coming back. But let's hope that it does not get to that point.
Yeah, I maybe you can you obviously set up stuff in here in the heart pretty well. And I mentioned an address. Obviously, some people don't care. Would it be possible to do like have you run missions out to other countries to kind of raise awareness or something like that? Maybe send an ambassador, something similar to that, to set up curfews, set up, or to urge people to set up curfews, set up at least maybe some sort of watch, neighborhood watch,
We've
to at least
already
warn
tried
people.
that. Many nations did not agree. To be honest, the main threat has been in the heart. For example, in Ablin, there have been no reports of such things going on, and there have been no deaths attributed to this type of thing. In Zuvali, there have been maybe a handful. So if I had to guess, they were searching for something, and now that they found it in the heart, they're going to center their
They're gonna
efforts
keep
on the
blasting
heart.
it. Interesting.
But if they're intelligent enough, these, like I said earlier, these rift placements have been intelligent and purposeful. So if they catch wind that there is a war going on, they may try and pick a side, or they may try and disrupt us. We cannot let a war happen. If another war happens, this world will break in two, especially with these monsters coming through. The Diplomacy Guild is already running errands all over the world trying to maintain peace, and it's running us thin.
Okay, so I have kind of a gambit. I have an idea.
And
So
what would that be?
people that came to the diplomacy guild, um, obviously were using magic that was very similar or exactly the same as the nature of the one shown by the leader of um, Zadrosia. Yeah, Um, basically, I think that they were coming to try to get us. I have a feeling that if anybody chooses a side with these creatures, it'll be them. But what if we went straight to Eliphas, straight to the leader, and just spoke with them? Obviously, he tried to provoke us, but if I could get there and see what he's truly after, then maybe we could work off of that. Because right now,
If you wish to have an audience with him, of all people, to reason with him,
no, not reason. I'm not even saying reason. If I could just understand what's going
he
on
does
their
not
side.
speak to even folk like me. So if you wanted an audience with him, you would really need to catch his attention, and I'm not sure what you'd be able to do with something like that.
Oh, mm, I just came up with an idea. He likes to from my little little time with him. Obviously, it'd be a hell of a gambit. But during his time in Aeonis during the Accord, he seemed like a fanatic for magic, and in the sense of he will literally do anything to get on his hands on new or crazy or unkempt, unsafe magic. Considering he's being so uh, brash with this new magic that was displayed. I think I have it on good grounds that if I was to show him what I've been working on, he might perk his ears.
And what exactly is that?
I don't know if you want to hear it. It's kind of like one of those information hazards that scares people. You say it and people get kind of worried.
Guards, a word, please.
Relax. Oh. Oh.
And
Doesn't
he
do
knocks 3 times on his desk, and you notice that the guard responds in kind with 3 knocks on the door. And the room around you, for a brief moment, gets lit up by these glyphs that you did not notice before, and the world outside of this room becomes silent. You may speak freely.
Thank you. Gunnar, if you would, I'm gonna like reach down and grab his foot and lift it up on the table. And set it
Oh,
down.
excellent.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is where I'm taking it here. I'm gonna try. I'm not selling it. I'm simply going to explain it. So with our fight, the people in Entourage, I'm reaching in my bag as I'm speaking. I had to make my own brash tactic in order to survive and win. Because there was only 2 of us, and the rest of our party was scattered to the winds. I had to use human transmutation. I know it's frowned upon, and as I say that, I set his foot on the desk. However, using a mix of magic and alchemy, by my limited magic, I spent, my own internal body mana on the circle. I was able to produce effect where one who is not capable of even casting any sort of alchemy, or somebody who's not that gifted with magic, was capable of siphoning with my will, my willingness, siphon my own life force to give him an advantage in the fight to cause him to win. And after of which, we were visited by what seemed to be the roots/vines of the heart itself to reinvigorate us. I came to and decided to test it again, my luck with another amplified circle, and I was capable of fixing my limp. I no longer have a limp anymore. As you see, I did not come in here with a cane. I came walking.
Yes, I did notice that. As inspiring as that is, it's not enough to get his attention. There are mages around the world that can heal 7 times that in the blink of an eye.
I
Just
know.
the fact that it was done with alchemy will not sway his opinion.
It is frowned upon, though. And he does like the weird occult shit, it seems like. That's more so the method to the madness, not the effectiveness.
Well, if you wish to try, you may travel to Illithus, but I can't guarantee anything, including your safety. Especially since, and there's a
we were
reason.
attacked by people who were they came from Illithus, probably, or at least from Zerosia with the magic.
Yes, but there's more. The magic that he wields, and he kind of looks at the runes, and then back to you. This magic he's been wielding, he's not
Works
the
outside of
only
mainstream
one
magic.
who's been wielding it. And there's a reason why the other nations are currently, as we speak, training their army. I've heard rumor that he is capable of sharing this magic with the entirety of his militia. And that isn't exactly something that we know how to counter. And with a force like that under his belt, he could take the world by storm. From some of our spies, we've noticed that anyone who has this magic capability that has been imbued into them, we still don't know how, but we do know that we've seen this in many, many individuals in his militia and his military. Even those who had no magic ability before, even not even able to cast a cantrip, are now capable of casting spells upwards of 6th level. And that's speaking of people who had no skill before. It also increased their physical capabilities by quite a bit. From endurance, stamina, constitution, strength, everything.
That seems similar to the characteristics of the soldiers that came out of the rift. Um, if you're willing to entertain this thought, it seems that when a banner was placed and a shadow was cast across the ground by, it seemed like the captain of these Null soldiers. I'm just going to start calling them that for the sake of understanding and specification. But it seems like the soldiers are being amped innately within the shadow, which sounds similar. Because it was an enchantment done that was semi-permanent, and there was no need for concentration.
Yes, but the effects that Zedrosia has been exhibiting are permanent. It isn't something that has been tested in terms of dispelling or counter magic, but based on what happened to us while we were here at this guild, no magic was even capable of being used on them, and I am capable of hand-to-hand combat. I'd say I'm quite good at it, and even then, it felt like they were able to overpower me with this magic.
So maybe it functions as a system outside to our current knowledge in terms of spelling, counterspelling, and the like.
I'm not sure if it's something like the Weave that hands out the magic, or if it's something that is ingested, or if it's a shared pool of magic. I'm not entirely sure. Our spies haven't found out much.
I have a little bit of insight as to another person that's using something that's similar to this in terms of its innateness.
And who would that be?
I've been trying to reach him. Obviously, he's kind of elusive. So, when we went to Aonis, obviously, I've been saying shit this entire time on the stretch. When we went to an Aonis, there was a randomized, it almost seemed sudden blizzard. We weren't attacked by anybody from Zedrosia, but instead we were attacked by an animal. In that snowstorm, we encountered a companion that helped us fight off the frost born chimera, whatever. And he used magic that at the end, when we got a breather, said that was innate to him via some sort of similar pact. Obviously, when I tried for information, him being somebody who was just popping around seemed to try to brush me off and not allow me to press any further, but it seems similar. But his magic did not look the same or have the same feel as the people who attacked here, nor the Zedrosian's leader.
Did he have a gift from the Weave that might have been functioning like this?
No. No, it seems like somebody outside of the Weave. It seemed like there was another being either in contact with them, because they spoke of it as like almost a them type deal.
And what
And he's also
level
the
of
one.
magic would you consider this to be in its highest form?
Shit, man. I have no clue. Sir DM, can I like make a general assumption based off of like a Arcana roll or something?
You can try to.
Hold on a second. Gunnar, is there anything that you want to say? Question mark.
I haven't had anything to add so far.
Fine. 13 Arcana. What's my assumption based off of that?
You can get a ballpark for the minimum, but that's about it. You'd think the minimum, like the weakest that this could be, in terms of like a maximum, if that makes any sense, would be at least 5th, 6th level.
I'm not a scholar by any means, but I'd say the floor was probably around 5th or 6th level.
And
Which
they're
is
saying
strange.
that you just encountered this individual and they helped you, and what else did they do? Is that all they did?
Obviously, no. This individual obviously is the one that helped with my insights when I went to Aonis into researching the Elder Council, Nalthrix, the origin of the heart itself,
And did he have any
and
relation to Nalthrix?
no, it didn't
No.
seem so. He also spoke similarly of the fact that I don't know if prodding and barking up that tree is a good idea. But we're kind of getting attacked from like 4 fronts here. It's kind of getting ridiculous.
At this current moment, it's taking all of our forces just to manage the peace, and I say manage loosely, and then we're also attempting to hold this war off for as long as we can.
Yeah.
It almost feels like an inevitability, but if it is possible, I would like to avoid the war. I too have family in Encebus that I would like to protect.
That makes complete and utter sense. I don't see any problem with that.
And what was this name of this individual?
Terra. He seemed to be kind of elusive in the sense that I was like, "Hey, man, you want to come with us? Whatever. You want to like to have people tell me about you? Whatever." It was he was acting weird, and the basis of my thought process is that it's not that he's trying to keep information as much as that was an agreement based off of the party that is granting him his innate ability,
Let's see.
whomever or whatever it is.
And it didn't seem to be the same at all to Zudrose's magic.
No, nor was he malicious or anything. He
Were
seemed
there any noticeable qualities of this that could be easily picked out visually?
um, well, when I was talking to him, I gave him an anecdote that I'm actually going to run back to you. Do you remember? Well, you remember. You're you. Uh, when the weave died out, you were granted, or maybe not granted as much as I'd say, you figured out a way to be able to function outside of your magic during
Yes.
the war. It seems similar in the sense that he was able to kind of pick up on non-magical means, not by alchemy means, but he was able to amplify himself in a way that seemed kind of unnatural and unspell-like. If that makes sense. Like, it didn't look like a cat. He was able to take a frost. He was able to take a frostbound chimera and just basically just manhandle it and grip it under the floor.
And how old was this
Like,
individual, would you guess?
seemed about middle to an older individual.
So that
If
would
it
definitely be
makes
some
sense.
sort of enchantment or power up for magic, because someone of that age, I doubt, could do something like that.
No, hell no.
Even me at my age, I don't think I could do that without any assistance from magic.
Yeah, it didn't seem ordinary, so that's why I wanted to bring it up. But he seems like an ally.
Well, if you do
A great
manage to find him again, it would be great if we could get him in on this whole situation, and if I could talk to him.
considering his insight. Yeah, I used a sending spell before coming here through Seraphel to reach out. Obviously, I'm gonna have to wait to see how that plays out. But I told him to return to where I said our guild was to speak on things, obviously, and also warning him of the continued amplification of how much shit's going on around the world. Um, but yeah, no, I'm gonna try to get him in on this. I think the only way we can solve these issues is by working together and not apart.
Yes, it's just a matter of getting people to think like that. I know that Zuvali has been a great town for refugees and whatnot, but it's hard to get other nations to even think about banding together in times that aren't out of necessity.
We don't really have time to wait for necessity either.
We haven't noticed an increase in Zudrosia's army or militia, thankfully. That is one part of
Maybe they don't think they
one
need
bit of
it.
good news. Well, with the boost in magic, they would not need it. I did some rough estimations and assumptions based on time passed and what the Research and Development Guild has shared with different nations, and they could easily destroy, in war that is, at least half of the nations, and that's being generous in terms of our favor, not theirs.
Yeah, yeah. No, I understand their threat. That's why I want to understand exactly what the play is, because I don't know. His provocation seemed like it was a double meaning in a sense. 'Cause I feel like just being brash and saying dumb shit in front of a bunch of people as a means to scare them is a little bit weak if it's just going to stand on its own. So he's definitely got something else cooking up.
Due to legalities and whatnot, my men are incapable to travel most places, but I'd have a proposition for you since your group are termed and coined as adventurers rather than.
Yeah, no, we can pretty much, we're legal to do whatever the fuck we want because we're
Now,
adventurers. People who are
we're
associated.
going to be not crossing a line, but getting quite
Bending
damn
a
close.
rule. Yeah, I get it. I think I think I know what you're coming.
I'm going to
from.
give you sigils for my personal group, not one of the Heart, not one of the Diplomacy Guild, but mine.
Mhm.
This will allow you to get past most legal issues or barriers, barring where you need to go. Mind you, this will not give you free transportation between different places. That will still be on you. However,
Yes.
this should help you get into places, and all that I ask is that if you could look into the different nations for me and see if you can uncover anything about what's exactly going on.
Like traveling?
If you are able, yes, but. And it doesn't have to be something that you do right away. I would just like to give this opportunity so you're able to do it when you're capable of being adventurers. If you happen to travel different places, if you could pick up on information and relay that back to me.
Yeah, because we have a king's level pardon, so to speak. Obviously, we can't just do some crazy stupid shit and just throw it on your name on the tab of your name. I don't think that'd be very good for you. But
Now, my
yes,
men are
I get the
currently
idea.
placed in Zudrosia, mainly, especially based on
Yes.
the assumptions we had beforehand, before the Accord, but they're definitely in there. If you'd like, you may travel to Illithis. We've kind of left Illithis alone because, with their heavy security and also the main militia being there, any spies being caught there would be an immediate means for war.
Yeah, but we're not attached. We just have
You
a
aren't
sigil,
attached.
which also could we could still, if we whip that out in the wrong place, probably get some of the wrong opinions from people.
I have Ensibis completely covered, as that is my hometown. However, they, or I should say we, tend to stay out of things. To my knowledge, Ensibis does not have any holding in any of the wars or anything, and they have not reported any rifts. I'm not sure what exactly is making them immune to this, so if you feel the need, you can attempt to travel there, but I'm not sure how much you can glean more than me.
I guess all I can say, and call me crazy, this is just a bit of information that I'm working off of. You said that they were looking for things, but also they're targeting things strategically. I feel like they're almost choosing to pop out in the worst places strategically. That being, Zudrosia is kind of being weird, and there's a place of conflict. So the folks around here are destabilized in Zudrosia themselves, as well as most of the military is located in Illithis, so they're popping up in the middle of the continent's not a problem. As well as attacking the heart, them finding it, but I don't know. What I'm trying to say is like I just feel like they're able to watch. I feel like they have eyes, if that makes sense. Because they're not going to attack Incubus because one, they keep to themselves, and also I assume I'm making assumptions of your people, but you guys are tight knit in the sense that I don't think that conflict can very easily reach you nor hurt you because of
Yes,
your guys'
for
situation.
in terms of Ensibis, we have not been involved in any wars in, well, the entirety of history, including civil wars. We have not fought amongst each other. Yes, we've had squabbles and disputes and issues with our government down the line as it was developing, but we never went to war over it, and we don't intend to. However, as it stands, Encebus currently has an advantageous position, that being in the sky, and also they have talented individuals, I'll say, in terms of magic, considering Encebus has been more innately infused with magic. Think an arboreal, kind of.
Okay. I kind of get it. I guess I don't know. I feel like they're gonna keep attacking strategic locations. Obviously, they're gonna keep hitting the heart because it seems like that's their objective at the end of the day. Because this is where the ward is. Hypothetically, if they could all come here and amass their forces and kick the tree over, the ward's gone. Then they could just start coming in free. So obviously,
So why
keeping
don't
men
they do
here.
that?
Maybe because they don't have the numbers, so they're trying to distract us. Because the popping up of the Drosy thing brought concern to me, and I was obviously considering trying to get you guys over here, but knowing that they're attacking the heart, and I assume that based off the fact that it is a ward, it's a protecting barrier, I assume they're just trying to start squabbles outside of the country to continue to form some sort of unrest, right? Because if you're like, oh man, Zodrosia is kind of scary right now, guys, they're going to start a war, and then on top of that, your economy is being actively disrupted by forces coming from a different fucking plane of existence, and you're just a regular ass dude, turmoil and unrest is going to start, I think.
It already has.
So I think that's their play. Because once everybody's scared, I don't know.
From what
I
I've
don't want to
noticed,
say
they
things.
seem to thrive and almost gain more, not power per se, but ability to cross over becomes easier the more chaos there is, or the more conflict there is. So, seeing as they're trying to go to different nations and cause these problems, it would only make sense. So, they wouldn't go to Ablen, which they have not, to a nation that has very little people. They would be going to
Yeah.
the heart, for one, because it is very populated, and two, from what we've gathered, it houses who they're after. We don't have
Yeah.
any information on this null person creature thing.
No.
However, I
No,
did hear
because
rumors that there may be, and I say rumors, it was specks of information we were able to gather throughout the entirety of our hold here at the Diplomacy Guild, that maybe the Endless Dungeons have something to do with it. In terms of they
well,
may
they've
have
been here
something. Yes, they've
because
been
of
here for so
them being
long.
here since ancient history. Yeah. That would be a finger to point. I get that. They said the same thing about the Elder Council at the Aeonis Library. Just because it's about the only finger you can point, because we still have yet to smash all the way through it at this level. But the issue with that is, if you want to deploy someone like us, we're bronze adventurers, we're fucking nobodies, we ain't getting anywhere near the bottom.
There's
And you don't even have
currently only 3 in the world, and 2 are easily accessible. 1 is not.
below. Was that the one under Zavaldi?
Yes, the one that was right outside of the old capital of Ablin, known as Ancessa. That one is relatively easy, but the easiest one to interact with or gain access to is in Terran. It's mainly... Yes, there is technically several different entrances into it, and it's pillaged quite often. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but the Endless Dungeons also were coined as endless because their resources and monsters are endless.
Yeah, no.
So
I get that.
regardless of
I
how
get
deep
all
you go, a bronze adventurer like yourself could still go in and come out with some loot.
Yeah, but the issue being is you go down there and you find something, but you get killed, you can't get your information out. By the time people want to shuffle in to come either try to save you or at least claim the insight that you spent your life for, it's already covered up again as if nothing happened because we're
Precisely.
long gone and everything. That's the issue. I don't. We don't have the means right now, and with the world in the current state, we can't really go looking for answers down an endless rabbit hole. So
That's why I plan on putting that almost on a hold, and I'm going to
yeah,
give
don't worry about
you
it.
and your guild this sigil. And he gives you a sigil of what appears to be what he was mentioning earlier, of his group.
Yeah. For our pardon, to get our insights into things.
Yes,
And
and
give you
what this
accurate
symbol looks
information.
like is it looks like a person holding up a. It is a. It's Drake folk, one of the Drake folk, holding up a what appears to be some type of hammer upwards, and it's looks like it's glowing or something as it's depicted. But he hands
Yeah.
you the sigil, and it's this very nicely made metal sigil, and it's made out of this whitish metal, very pretty. Also very very
Um,
strong.
I'll pick it up and hold it in my hands. Say, because you want us to go looking for information that isn't exactly one accessible to the public, two you don't really want it here in the diplomacy guild nor passed around. The mail and using sending scrolls are not very. I mean, sending scrolls are viable means to getting information, but that's costly. Do you have any means to
Setting
reach
scrolls
you
can
in a
also be
place?
intercepted. I'm not sure if you knew that.
I'm not magically innate. But do you have a means to reach you quickly without, I don't know, breaking the bank or sending it through mail that can be also easily intercepted physically? Because you don't want any eyes on the information, and you can keep kicking the information around in among your circle in safety. Say we go looking.
Are you saying faster than just meeting me here?
Well, we can keep setting up for it, but say the information's.
Immediate?
I'm saying yes. I would like to be able to get information immediately to you, and also if I didn't have to come here every time, or we didn't have to come here, not to say that I'm not grateful for your audience, it would speed up the cycle, and also it would allow us to start moving faster, stay on the move faster. You get the idea.
Do you have someone who's more innate in magic than you are in your party?
Shit. I'm an alchemist. Obviously, he's a monk. Um, we've got a somewhat of a gun user, a shooter.
I believe if I recall
No, we don't
correctly,
really have.
Caroline was a paladin, correct?
Yeah, I suppose, but I don't know how, you know, how her range is, if it makes sense. If you're looking for something that's
I'm more
more
so
of
looking for mana
a
stores.
mm. Yeah,
Regardless,
no, that
this sigil
probably
I
work.
gave you does have the capability to contact me if need be in an
Oh,
emergency. However, it takes
okay.
mana from the user and those around you if they're willing.
Need it. Yeah, okay. Is there like a cap? Because you mentioned a caster, but everybody has innate magic.
Yes, it's just that it casts a sending spell like normal, but it also has
Oh,
the ability to send images that are of high quality, including what the
mm,
person has seen, what they have felt, what they have heard, and it also allows us to speak in a more enclosed sending spell, so it can't be intercepted. Hence why it's a little bit more costly on the individual. So if you do plan on using it, just keep that in mind.
bring somebody who has a mana store or hold mana stores on my purse.
It shouldn't be terrible. At the worst condition, if you don't have enough mana for anyone around you, it just might hurt a bit.
It's fine. So yeah, no, I don't know. Maybe take my journey into Illithis, and I can give you information that you can't get accessibly. You can maintain uh order at least for a little while longer. But that would be the next objective for me, because if I could get some information and insights to a place where you have no eyes, ears, or even a finger to the pulse of,
Yes,
then
if you
it
could
might
travel to Illithis, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
um, I probably won't try anything crazy over the top.
If you do need to,
Unless my
like I said, it can send emotions and everything with that sigil.
some sort of distress.
If you activate it while it is simply in your pocket, let's say, you can essentially broadcast what's happening to me, if need be.
Yeah, The only issue with that is I might already be dead in a basement somewhere before you even can react on it. That's the
Well,
only scary thing about Elephas.
as long as I have one of my mages here, we can teleport to your location. But that's
Mm.
spotty.
That would be a provocation of war as well.
Yes.
Your parents. That's a slippery slope. Do you have anybody else that might be competent to apply to this job? Obviously. I'm not asking for more guild mates. It's not what I'm asking for. But you're sending us on this assignment that we're adventurers, we're untested, and you're almost asking us to do some borderline espionage.
Yes, you're perfect for it. Who would expect
Me?
your group? You're
No, I
just a
get that.
lowly group trying to start a guild, right?
No, yeah, but I'm saying if shit starts, we're just a couple of guys. We're also bronze. When we step into Illithis, we might step into Illithis, and if they get a rise, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's in there.
Worst case
It's fine.
scenario, you can break the sigil and it will teleport you away. But like I said,
No,
that you'd
don't
have
do
to break the sigil.
Yeah. Which how do you break this thing? It's kind of hard as fuck. I say like
If you have
thumbing it
the
with my.
first off, to activate it, you simply have to have the intention to use it, and as long as you're holding it, it will activate. Same for breaking it. If you have the intention of breaking it, it will break easily.
Okay, okay, noted. So it's one of those things where it's deceptive. It feels hard as hell, but because it's magically fabricated, if you just think on it, it'll pop. Break.
And for reference, you will not be teleported to the heart. You won't be teleported here. You'll be teleported to my estate in Encipus.
Well, that sounds like the safest place to be in the event.
Precisely.
So, you don't happen to have a bunch of these laying around, I assume.
I just have the one for your party. So, whoever you deem to be worthy, you are allowed to. I'm extending the privilege to whoever you deem worthy is a part of your party.
Yes, as on my judgment, out of trust.
Out of the guild's judgment, yes.
Yeah, alright. I'll think on it. Man, dude, what a fucking shitty time to be putting a goddamn guild together.
Yes, it's not exactly easy to do in the first place, and you're having to do it within a time where there's war. Or at least war on the horizon.
Creatures coming out of fucking random holes in space-time, and people trying to shiv you just because you know too much, and yeah, no, it's kind of fucked, but yeah, we'll
grow
be
your guild, gain some allies, and I would recommend spending some time either out adventuring to gain stronger equipment as well as stronger skills, or you can turn to training if you'd like to find a trainer.
Do you got a reference for that? I'm more of a obviously more alchemist pilled. This guy's a hands merchant. He fights people, of course. Do you have anybody?
Well, I don't train anymore, but I used to. I do have one of my pupils, you could say, in the heart. You could possibly speak to him about anyone if he knows any other trainers, but I'm not sure how well that would go.
Who is he?
He's one of my pupils. He's one of the people I trust for security in the heart. I've also let him in on this whole deal. He has one of my sigils as well. He's been tasked with something similar to you, except I had to be a little bit more specific with him, seeing as he doesn't mind using lethal force, and while that isn't a problem, since he does make sure they don't die, healing someone from my standpoint after someone working under me just mangled them isn't exactly something I like to do.
No, and I get it. It's also taxing, but it is one. I guess I can almost understand a point of view playing devil's advocate against you. I mean, if you're fighting against somebody who's going to use lethal force against you, and you don't really have the means to take them "quote unquote" alive, but you can give them the charity of being alive, but in an almost vegetative state.
He does his job well. I'll put it that way. So he's been if you may even want to go meet him in the heart, and if you'd like, link up with him. However, if you do so, I would like to make note that the sigils, when they're in close proximity, if they're broken or used, the other one cannot be
On this
used.
one.
Yeah, it kind of counts as one, as you're the same party.
Does it at least help the effect in a sense? Like if two were holding one at the same time with the intent to breach you, would it work better? Just so I have the information to work off of.
You could say so, I guess. It's more so based on the amount of mana poured into it.
Okay, noted. Yeah, no, we were actually gonna go to the heart before we, took our free ride back to Serafel because Gunnar here wants to meet some kin. One of his kids is in the heart peddling wares, apparently.
I think the pupil I just spoke about actually may know Gunnar's son.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Gunnar, what was it? What was the name of your
Yeah.
kid?
My son's Philip.
I'm not sure of the name, but I believe my people
Oh
may
well,
know.
his surname's
Is he
Fleetwood.
dark
I
gray?
don't know.
I haven't seen him. I've only heard reports from my people. If you
Did,
do
did they
plan on
report that
looking
he was
for
dark gray?
him, his first name Akira or Akira, depending on how you'd like to pronounce his name. But he does his job well. He may be a little off-putting. He's kind of monotone, but
Eccentric.
yes,
Don't worry, we're all eccentric. We're all weird. Everybody here. I mean, look, I'm talking to a guy who's a hair folk. I mean, I've never seen that before. I mean, we're best buddies right now. We're blood brothers. We were forged in the steel. We were forged in the fires of battle.
As for training
Yeah, nearly dead.
further than that, then maybe you could look to Aeonis. I know the elves, while they are rather harsh, they are good at training for magic. Otherwise, you could look for arboreals that are looking to do that, which you can't exactly go to an arboreal's home, but you can definitely look into finding someone who's willing to do that. But those are probably the only recommendations I would have. If you do train your skills up, you may be able to get ahead of the curve in terms of your adventuring rank.
Maybe. Say I'm not too. Of course, we just became adventurers. How does one rank up, really? We're kind of snagged up. I never
Yes.
really caught that.
So basically, there's certain quests in your bracket. As a bronze adventurer, you'll see that it's labeled as a bronze quest. So essentially, when
Yeah,
a
no.
quest is deemed to be,
At a skill level.
yes, at a skill level
Get
that
it.
could be considered of one above you, and you complete that quest, you'll be.
Okay, so it's a rite of proving. Got it.
It is.
I didn't know if there was like tests you needed to take
So
that
there
were
will be
really
some
asinine
quests that are
or
considered to be low silver or higher bronze, and usually they will say that the bronze adventurer will rank up from this.
yeah, it's a promotionary
Those
job.
are usually ones that you'll see being mainly dungeons.
We're probably gonna kick one over outside of whatever Antridge, but we'll see what happens. We're to visit that kid. Honestly, if your pupil's still there and he might be around that guy, around Philip, then two birds, one stone. Link up with him, see what his job was in regards, and try to
If you just mentioned that I sent you, I'm sure he'll be more than happy to at least link up with you since you do have the same job.
or flash this and say, hey, dude, same deal. Whatever. I get it.
He's a very
If
good
he's an
fighter,
efficient
so
worker.
if that's something you're lacking, he'll
Well,
be
I
a
mean,
great help.
we've got the hands. We've got hands in this department here. It's just the fact that there's a whole lot we don't know. I'm a man who works off of research and knowledge, and so far we don't know diddly squat. I want to figure it out.
Well,
I
I'll
can.
try and keep you updated about at least my end of things, but I'd like to look more into the whole Nauthrix thing as well, but I'm not sure where to start for that, considering we've looked everywhere we can look. So
Is
until
this
we find somewhere for that, I would recommend mainly just trying to look into the different nations and what they're doing.
Mark two way
Yes, it is.
or Okay, so you could reach me. Yeah, if you have any paging information, please do send it my way.
Yes,
'Cause
try not to use it too often because while it is not interceptable, it is trackable. If
yeah,
someone
no.
was to
So
use
if
a
I'm
high level of detection magic, but we have wards against that on this sigil as well. So you'd have to have a very high level of magic to even notice it, but I
yeah,
just
no,
wanted to make
it's
it known.
relatively safe, but just be careful. Got it. If I'm trying to not be found, a good way to not be found is one, not be found and not use it.
Yes.
Got it. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna stand up. So try to make my way to Illithis, slide in. Obviously I'm an adventurer, so I'm pretty low on the bracket of things to give a shit about. Uh don't stir up any conflicts. Try to figure something out. Is there like a specific objective you have in mind, or is it just putz around Illithis until I see something interesting?
If you could specifically find something relating to how this magic is spread, that's something we don't exactly know. If we can figure that out, we may be able to shut it down. Or spread
So
it to the rest of the world in terms of making it fair, but I'd rather shut it down than anything else.
okay. What if I play a slightly different gambit?
That being.
Obviously, it seems like they have a militia. What if I try to slip into these guys, slip amongst their ranks? Obviously, I don't want to join up, right? But if I could get where it is, what's happening, see the practice that they do when they join up, and then join up, and then immediately after that, post the information, break it, and vanish. Obviously, me having no ties to you directly and not directly showing the ward or sigil to anybody, they have no information. They just got incited, which might entice them to be a little bit more careful and not do anything
I don't
rash.
think that'd be a great idea. While it does have good concept, they probe everyone before they let them in to even train. So your brain would be picked, and not just a little bit. They would pick you from birth to your current day, and see if there's anything that would go against what they would call obedient.
Okay, so I would just send I could just send somebody of which doesn't have that.
You
I
could
could,
try, yes, but then you'd have to find some way to stop them from realizing or picking the brain of this person to see that they were told to come over there.
true. I know, mm, mm, okay. I mean, that's a thought. I'll think on it. Obviously, I'm not going to try to stir up trouble, and I'm going to try not to break it the moment I get it. But, yeah, we'll see what I can do. We're going to head to the heart. I straighten out my person. But, yeah, no. Um, yeah.
Well, if that's all you have, and that's pretty sure that's all I had to say. So, if you have any news, please do tell me. But until then, best of luck.
We'll see.
He'll knock three
I'll
times
tell you
on
what.
his desk, and then these sigils will disappear, and the outside world that once again becomes more audible.
Well, I'll try not to get, killed or shivved in the ribs or try not to, do anything that might fuck things up and make your job harder. I can kind of see it just from looking at your face. You look smashed. You're tired.
Yes, I didn't exactly get to sleep last night.
No, I mean, I get it. Hard job.
Yes, but
Sure as hell wouldn't want to
a
be in your position.
necessity.
Yep. Somebody's got to do it. But yeah, no. You try to keep yourself safe, and if you can find a second, get a second. Relax a minute. If you keep stressing, you might break. Which I know you've seen war and everything, so I know you're not, a dainty little flower, but still, everybody needs a little bit of downtime.
I'll try my best to get this downtime you speak of. It gives a slight smile.
Well, check your cracks of your rooms. Check every surface. Check under every surface. It might just be there. Gunner. Let's go find our kid. Maybe reach out to him about joining the guild, considering that I don't know,
Yeah.
it's fam.
The
If there's
guards
anything we can
opened
do,
the
it's a good
door
thing
for
kid.
you on your way out.
Yep. Hey guys, yeah. Good luck. Don't get pricked in the neck again.
They don't
I give
respond,
them kind of like finger guns.
but one of them gives a very slight smile. This was the nervous one, and then they close the door.
They like me.
You and your
Yeah.
smart
So
ass.
yeah. I don't know if this thing's got a limit. I'm gonna check I'm gonna pull out the paper again and open it up and see if there's like the moment that I can't say that the seal is good to give me a transportation back from the diplomacy guild.
It doesn't say
I want to
anything
see how
on
much
there.
time we have. Okay, so I assume I could just. It's good for two-way travel, and I can spend some time here. Which is good due to complications. Yeah. Well, just in case, let's kick it into second and get there fast, Gunner. You know where he's at in the heart? I mean, he kind of said the heart, but that's kind of like a really general statement. Do you know where he like goes? What he does?
No. I think he's got like a normal spot.
Okay. Well, let's go there. I'll let you lead the way.
I think I remember the way. It's been a little bit since I've been
Out here.
ever since
Side-
the trial. On my way to the trial, I stopped by. I
Yeah.
haven't seen him since then though.
Let's hope he's still there and we don't have to go chasing around.
Alrighty, and we're actually going to end the session there for today, and I can explain
Yeah.
a little bit more so why after we end the session, because I do have some specific reasons. But that's where we're gonna end the session for today. Not a crazy session, but it was kind of a necessary wind down from last session. We got some good information, I would say. Good information. And that is where we're gonna call it for today. I appreciate you all joining for today. I'm gonna have to double check to make sure that I'm able to stream next Saturday. I'm currently, I believe I'm good to, but I'll update you guys depending on what happens. But
Yeah, no, we'll see.
yeah,
Doesn't really matter if we do or don't. I mean, it's really just about how it works out in the long run for everybody.
yeah, we'll still get our weekly D&D regardless if it's on Saturday or not. So, anyways, chat, that'll be all for us today. Thank you guys for joining. I hope you guys have a great day or night wherever you're at, and I will see you when I see you, chat. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.